Coronavirus is a single-strand RNA virus. Relatively, it has a large size, and especially it possessing processes which we call SPK spike processes. These spike processes has two sides. On one side, it is useful for the virus, facilitating the penetration of the cell through these spikes fixed to the surface of the human cells or any infected individuals, and then can penetrate the cell. At the same time, it is dangerous for the virus itself because as far as processing these processes, the virus become larger in size, and once it's come to the environment, the particles precipitate on its surface lead to become heavier and then precipitated on the surface. That's why this virus, if it remain in the air for a few minutes, then rapidly it will precipitate it on the surface of the materials. This is one side. The second side, that these spikes make the virus difficult to penetrate the glycoforms which are present on the surface of the human cells. So it easily can be captured by these glycoforms, and then the immune system informed. The immune system migrates to the side of the virus, engulfing it, destroyed it, and producing antibodies, and lead to production of permanent immunity against this virus. That's why an individual with intact immune system with good glycoforms on the surface of the cells, they are easily can be immunized and producing a permanent resistance against these viruses. So if we want to protect ourselves from the coronavirus, we have to do the following acts. Number one, good and healthy diet rich in mannose and monosaccharide to synthesize a very good type of glycoforms on the surface of the cells and preventing penetration of the cell by viruses. Of course, good diet, natural diet, not manipulated one, lead to production of good glycoforms. Number two, early go to bed, early rise. You will become healthy and wealthy and wise. So at the early time of the night, from 10 to 2 a.m., during these 4 hours, our body producing melatonin, which is a hormone secreted by pineal body, and it is essential for regulation of the immune system and also decreasing the immunosuppressant hormones such as cortisol and other hormones. So if you go to bed during this period, there will be a good secretion of the melatonin and a good production of immune system. Number three, daily exercise. It means at least 4 hours per week, and the pulse rate should be raised up to 125 per minute. Number four, avoid the following: cigarette, which contain 150 toxic substances, all types of beverages which lead to intoxication of the liver and other organs, drug addictions, avoid all kinds of sexually transmitted diseases through process of fornication. So you have to cut all type of illegal sexual contact and avoid fornication. Now, why some countries suffering more than the others? Of course, those countries who using the artificial foods, genetically manipulated, and using excessive pesticides, so the foods are not natural. That's why there will be a poor glycoform formation. Also, in countries when there is a lot of excessive consumption of alcohol and other beverages, which also affecting the immune system and internal organs, presence of sexually transmitted disease, especially HIV and others, through illegal sexual contact. All these lead to production of the individuals with poor immunity and liable for coronavirus with increasing risk of life because of smoking, alcohol, and other factors which I have mentioned. All these lead to increase in the mortality rate and increase in the suffering of the disease. In addition to that, vaccination against tuberculosis is a very good support to produce immune system against coronavirus.